I don't even know where to start, y'all. I really don't. Last night's game is a game for me and my entire Knicks fandom as a fan all of these years. It's one of the first games where like it's hard for me to watch right now. I don't think I'll be able to revisit that game or watch until we win this series. You know, and whether that's game 6, which it better be, and I'm confident that it will be, or even if it's game 7, whenever. But whenever this we have to win this. And we will win this. I'm still extremely confident. The odds, everything are still on our side. It's still in our favor. We literally gave that game away. I will say touche to Sixers fans because a lot of them was like, now you see how we was feeling after game 2. Absolutely correct. But yeah, this is gonna be a tough one for me. I woke up and I went on Twitter. A lot of y'all who are familiar with me and follow me on Twitter. If you're not doing that, you should follow me on Twitter. Y'all know, which I'll get into, what happened on Twitter. But because of that, I seen like another Tyrese Maxey, the shot, right, that's sent into overtime and whatnot. And I'm just like, bro, I don't know how many times I'm gonna be able to watch this. I don't think I can watch this until we play again, which is tomorrow. I'm excited. I'm ready. Like, I wish we could have played game 6 yesterday, right after game 5. So I can only imagine what the players feel like. I did the unthinkable. Well, I don't want to say the unthinkable. I did the worst thing you can do. And it for me, it's fun. It's a part of the funness when it comes to playoff time, when it comes to having a team that you ride for and you going against another team and they got fans that they're riding for them. But it also showed me how sensitive we are in these times and how people are so fragile mentally. And like, just, I don't know, maybe it's because I work in the field. I'm a little bit more prone to having thicker skin. Maybe it was the way I was raised being from Chicago. But we're up. We're probably up 6 with 26 seconds, 28 seconds or something like that. And I go get my old tweet when I said Knicks in 5, which I put out right when we found out we were playing the Philadelphia 76ers, when it was guaranteed at the end of the season before any games was played. I said Knicks in 5. I had always had that energy. I've never ran from that. People was like, man, damn, Knicks in 5. Yeah, Knicks in 5. And I go get that old tweet because it's Jalen Brunson on draft night in that suit looking like a lawyer. And I said Knicks in 5, bleep, the B word. And we're up 6. And matter of fact, we might not even be up 6 at this point. We may be up. This is probably, okay, so right. I put the tweet out when we were up 6. The tweet was, I went and got the tweet before we were up 6. I put the tweet up when Miles McBride hit that mid-range shot, and that made it a 2-possession game. It seemed like, it was in the bag. That's when I went to go get the tweet. I tweeted it. I hit send. And then I said, you know what, let me hit undo because I don't want to put this out too early. Anything can happen. I saw what happened in game 2. This is literally, I'm telling y'all literally what's going on in my brain, the whole process. Then something else happens. I think Miles McBride's shot maybe put us up 4, right? Hypothetically, put us up 4. My brain is scattered with the end of the game now because we had an entire overtime that like confuses the fourth a little bit in my mind. But Miles McBride hit the jump shot that put us up like 4 or 5, and then is it Brunson that Brunson goes to the line. He makes 1 or 2. I think he missed one, made the next one, made it 6. Instead of 7, Tyrese Maxey. So once Brunson makes it a 6-point game, I'm like, okay, cool. It's a 2-possession game, but it's a large 2-possession game. Some 2-possession games are like 4, but if you hit 2 threes or you go on a 5-0 run, you win. But a 6-point lead is like it's definitely a 2-possession game, but it's also it's the max 2-possession, right? The unthinkable comes down. The unthinkable happens. I put out the tweet. Once we get the 6-point lead, I feel comfortable enough. Okay, 6 points. This is enough breathing room. This is better than 4. A 4-point lead, I was like, 6-point lead, less than 30 seconds. I'm like, all right, you can do it. Just put the tweet out. So I still had the phone open. I was like, undo. I have the verification, so sometimes you have to like press send twice. You put the tweet, and then it gives you a chance to fix your mistakes or anything like that. So you have send, double down on your send, or you have undo. I did the undo. He makes the free throw. I'm like, send. As soon as I put send, I'm ready. Yeah. I got Philadelphia 76ers replying to it. And they're talking like it's over too, right? They in there like, damn, blah blah blah. They trying to just do what they do. Man, this is all of this type of stuff. All of us think it's over. Everybody in the world right now is thinking it's over. Probably even the players in the back of their mind. They like, we're gonna keep fighting, but it may be over. Tyrese Maxey comes down. He has the 4-point play. Initially, I did not know it was a 4-point play. I was not aware. Remember, because they said at first the call on it was like an and one jump shot, for 3, and then they reviewed it, but the comment Ian was Iron Eagle was saying, oh man, it might be a 3, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it was a 3, huh? It was a 3. I wasn't even thinking because I'm just so ready for the game to be over that I'm not analyzing where he's even shooting the ball from. And one 4-point play. Now I'm like, holy shit. Did I speak too soon? I'm like, we good, but damn, I'm playing with fire now. That's what I'm thinking. So I'm like, it's okay. They have to foul us. We're gonna make our free throws. This is gonna be over. We're gonna play the foul game. Somehow the ball ends up in Josh Hart's hand. How? I don't know. This is one of the things that can sometimes frustrate me. Goes to Josh Hart. Josh Hart misses the first one, extremely short. I'm in my Discord. I'm talking to D Mills from the Numbers on the Board podcast. And I'm like, it's okay. He's going to make the second one. The worst they can do is tie it, but we're going to win this game. It's whatever. He makes the second one, like I say. And then Maxey hits the 3-point shot from half. I did not expect Maxey to hit that shot. Legitimately, I did not expect him to hit that shot. And even after he hit the shot, though, y'all, we had like 9 or 8 seconds left, and I was so sure Jalen Brunson was going to win that game. There was just a couple possessions where I wish Brunson would have just attacked. I feel like sometimes he spent a lot of time trying to get them on the hip, trying to initiate the contact. Sometimes I just want Jalen Brunson to go to his sweet spot, which is the midi. And I felt like he drove it, and he drove it in a sense of like, I'm either going to get this floater clean or they're going to have to foul me. But it's a win-win for me. You get what I'm saying? I love the way he was cooking in that mid-range spot because it seems like they hesitate. Like Embiid wants to be back because if he gets blown, because Jalen Brunson has done a good job blowing by him with the scoop finishes, inside, outside, whatever. So he kind of always has a little bit of space in that mid-range, and I just wish he would have took that. We go to overtime. I'm still confident. Brunson comes out, hit the 3, hit the inside scoop layup. I can't remember if it was inside hand, outside hand, but it was a scoop layup hit on Embiid. Quick 5 points, quick 5-point lead. I'm feeling back confident. It ain't nothing. Somehow we scramble and lose that overtime. I felt like Jalen Brunson took a lot of tough shots. We did a lot of settling. It's hard to be mad at that when guys are playing 50 minutes and whatnot. But yeah. And then the result of that is everybody going crazy at me on Twitter and my mentions. This is the part where I was saying people are just so fragile. I had people telling me, P, you should delete it. You still got time to delete it. Bro, why haven't you deleted it? Bro, as a fan, as a sports fan, this is the most fun part of it. I keep having to remind fans all the time, like, the Knicks don't pay my bills. And the 76ers fans that are talking shit to me, they don't pay y'all bills. The Knicks have not given me any free tickets. I think the only free shit I've gotten from any fan, like any team that I'm a fan of, is like if I go to the game and they throw something, I catch it. These teams don't really give it that much care about us. So the stock in it for us is the bragging right, the talking shit, the back and forth. That's what makes it fun for us. But I'm damn sure not just sitting around watching the game like, okay, yeah, we won. And I'm damn sure not going as far as y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like the part of it for me that makes it fun is the talking shit. The revenue that the Knicks are gonna get, I don't get. You know what I'm saying? The Knicks don't know who I am as an individual. You get what I'm saying? Like there may be people in the building that do. Some players on the team may know, but like the people who run shit for the Knicks, Dolan, they don't know who the hell I am. They don't. And even if they do, they're not gonna do shit for me. They're not gonna put me courtside. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just the reality of it. So my fun is rooting for my team and being able to engage and talking shit. And I talk shit whether we up. I talk shit whether we down. I talk shit at the start before it begins. I talk shit at the end. That's just I've always thought that was the fun part of it. And that was like the highlight of my night. The highlight of my night outside, like me being able to just cope, was the fact that I had hilariously talked shit prior to us winning, thinking that the game was over. And, you know, the old saying of it ain't over till it's over. And like, I think that was the only thing that could allow me to have a decent enough night, was going back and forth on Twitter, because now I went out and I spoke too soon. I got all of these Philly fans talking shit, and I accepted it. I allowed them. I told them, like, man, this is y'all chance. I'm gonna let y'all talk shit. I'm gonna let y'all rock. I deserve it. I spoke too soon, and we lost. If I can dish it, I can take it. I'm always been one of those people where if I talk shit, man, and I bounce back on my word, I'm not gonna stop you from talking shit. That's the fun of it. You know what I'm saying? And we had some fun. We got different people who were fans of different teams trying to chime in, and that was also fun. I'm like, bro, I know this ain't a Hawks fan trying to talk crazy to me. I'm letting Philly fans do what they do. I'm letting them rock. They can talk crazy to me. They can, you know what I mean? They can cook me. Hey, it's whatever. I set myself up for that. But I know this a Hawks fan right here talking. I know this ain't a Bulls fan saying something to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the fun part of it. So when I was seeing so many people be like, man, why you ain't delete it? Like, it was other Knicks fans who think that they were like helping me or telling me like, man, you should delete it, bro. But like, why? I'm never deleting anything. I'm not deleting no tweet of me talking shit and supporting my team. That's weak. You know what I'm saying? What's the worst that can happen? They're tagging exposed takes. You know what cold takes exposed or something. What can they really say? That's the fun of it, you know. So, lesson learned. But again, overall for me in this game, it's a tough one to lose, obviously, just because it was set up so perfectly. Where we won at home. We were able to steal one on their home court, which was a very big win. And then you have it all set up to come back to the Garden, close it out on your home floor. We had Jalen Brunson play real well. We were able to get Mitchell Robinson back. And then Joel Embiid had the worst fourth quarter that I think we'll ever see him have. There's been fourth quarters, obviously all series, where you're talking about Joel Embiid and how he's performing and he's looked bad, he's looked gas or whatever. But I don't think any of those quarters look like this. I mean, 1 of 4 shooting, that's probably the typical thing. But the 4 turnovers, and like, if you go to the box score and just look at the number of turnovers, obviously that's going to catch your eye. But when you see how the turnovers were happening and what type of turnovers they were disgusting. And again, I think you might have another fourth quarter in the next game where he's not necessarily carrying them or killing or whatever, because he is getting gas. That's evident. That's not like some crazy discovery. And rightfully so, he's getting gas. But for him to play so recklessly and so carelessly, I don't think it's going to be replicated. He literally was throwing us the basketball. Like, legitimately, like, here, y'all can have it. And he was clearly defeated. He was defeated. He felt like they had lost. And in his mind, he was preparing to lose because he did not have a good game from top to bottom. He made some defensive plays, but I truly believe in his mind he was prepared to lose. A couple of these plays in the fourth quarter, I was thinking to myself, oh, Joel Embiid is thinking about what he's about to have to answer at the press conference. Like, he had a turnover that was so bad. I'm like, yeah, his mind is like what Twitter is about to say. And what NBA media is about to say about him in this closeout game and the fact that they lost in 5 and having to answer all these questions. That's what it seemed like his mind was at. And then, like I've been saying, all series long, y'all, and I'm not even trying to say it on some I told you so, but I'm just saying I've been saying this on here, the Numbers on a Board podcast, anywhere a mic has been in front of me. Tyrese Maxey is the one that I am worried about. And I know that sounds crazy because Joel Embiid is obviously the reigning MVP. He is the best player. We all understand that. But particularly in this series, I am more concerned about Tyrese Maxey because of how he scores and how the way he delivers his punches and his blows. He gives the big hits, like, pause, but he hits the biggest shots. He takes and makes the shots that can take the momentum out of a building. He can shush a crowd. You know what I mean? He's not trying to play dirty. He's not doing the antics as Embiid. He's literally out there hooping and killing, and he can shoot with range, off the catch, off the dribble. He's light and fast, so he gets it at the cup. He can shoot efficiently at the free throw line. He doesn't really turn the ball over wildly or irresponsibly, I'll say. I don't want to say a lot because every player, every guard is going to have their games. But for the most part, he has turnovers that, like, you can live with. And it's not anything crazy where he's just carelessly giving up the ball. He had that one turnover in game 2 where he was going so fast and it just flew off of him. I guess that's the most, like, irresponsible turnover he has had in the series. But other than that, Tyrese Maxey is really impressive with how fast he plays. to be such at the same time under control. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't look at him as somebody who I want to have the basketball. I think he makes really good decisions. He can play off others. He isn't like a ball hog in a sense where he's pounding out the air out of the basketball. He's fine with giving it up to get it back. And for the most part, yeah, man, he is a guy who can shoot at the rim and in the midi, off the dribble, it's just off the pick and roll. It's just so dangerous. And I feel like a lot of times with me, and I'm not trying to question the coaching staff because the Knicks are where they are because they are being well coached. I just don't like the idea of doubling Embiid off of Maxey. There are certain times, especially in this game, where I was just watching as a fan, and I'm like, bro, I'll live with Joel Embiid just trying to work one-on-one. I think we bail out Joel Embiid a lot of times by sending that double. We send doubles too much at times when I don't think we need to. If he's going to cook in the mid-range and make these tough step-back shots and shots over Mitchell Robinson and Isaiah Hartenstein and all of that, let him. But those threes that Maxey hits, those are the ones that change the game, man. Those are the ones that change the game because he's so fast. It's so quick to sight. Like, it's straight to the point. Embiid takes a lot of time off the clock. He's searching for a foul. There was a lot of possessions throughout some of it in this game, but also in the series and probably throughout the season. And even Sixers fans, I hope, can be able to admit it. Well, Joel Embiid wastes his possessions because he'll try to shoot a shot and sell a foul, and he don't get it. And it's a wasted possession. Maxey, I've seen him do it a couple times, but obviously not as much as Embiid. And I mean, Maxey had 17 points in the fourth quarter. 17 points in the fourth quarter. 17. Joel Embiid has not had a fourth quarter like that. He is not in this series. So again, when we get to these certain crunch times, I think we just have to live with Embiid doing what he's going to do because he's already 1 of 4. He's already gassed. He's already made bad decisions. And I guess some of those bad decisions will come off the double teams. But, man, doubling off Maxey. At this point, I'm thinking sometimes we should double Maxey. That's how good he was in the fourth. Like, at some point, 17 points. At some point, I'm saying, bro, we're doubling Maxey. Like, let fucking who was out there? Let Batum or Lowry or somebody shoot the ball. We only up 3. Matter of fact, the real thing was to obviously foul. And there was a video that's proven Tom Thibodeau was telling them to foul. They didn't hear, they didn't understand, whatever. Maxey got off the 3. He shot it pretty deeply and pretty quickly. I don't know if they thought they were going to have a little bit more time, but he shot it before they were able to foul. But, like, that's my mindset is, like, we've seen them being able to win this game with Embiid having more turnovers than points in the fourth quarter shows that Maxey right now is more important. He's more important for them to win their games in that fourth quarter. So, again, it's not to say that we neglect Joel Embiid because then we'll allow him to have a 17-point quarter. But, like, are we so worried about Embiid that we're just leaving Maxey? That doesn't make sense to me. So, the dude shot 4 of 4 from 3 in fourth quarter. 4 of 4 from 3 in the fourth quarter. And then in overtime, Maxey had 5 points, Embiid had 4, and then Kelly Oubre had 4. The overtime was cool. I really feel like the overtime was more on us. Like I said, Jalen Brunson took 10 shots. He took 8 of them. And a lot of them he settled on. I didn't like some of the shots that he took there. I feel like he could have just continued to work. And he settled. When he came out guns blazing, he made a couple that obviously got him feeling real good about himself. But he also started to settle a little bit. And I wish he would not bailed them out that way. I'm still confident in us. I still got us in Game 6. You got to tip your hat off to Philly. Let them have that for this day. Letting them go crazy on my tweet. Keep running that tweet up. I'm trying to get in the Tweet Hall of Fame. Twitter finna have a nice little check for me. I had so many tweets that did so many different numbers and all type of shit last night. Like just crazy. I'm loving it. I gained so many followers. So if you're a Philly fan and you see this video because of the title, whatever, go follow me on Twitter. Go talk some shit under that tweet. Boost it up, quote it, whatever you want to do. Go talk shit under all of them. The other 2 games, really, really good games. I'm kind of disappointed that my Knicks are going to take up the hunk of this video because I am a Knicks fan, but we can discuss these other 2 games from last night. Well, the Cavs and the Magic. I was watching this game down to the end of the wire, obviously, and I was like, bro, it's no way There's no way that this game is damn near as good as the Knicks one. We just like leaving that Knicks game and going right into this game and seeing how this ended and seeing the way it was going back and forth. I'm like, bro, we are right now getting extremely blessed by the basketball gods for this. I know a lot of discussion and a lot of talk about not having Steph, not having Durant, not having LeBron, yada 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 in the playoffs. But it's like if the games are gonna, we you gotta understand, we left the Knicks game with all of that happened and went right into the Magic Cavs game, and we had their ending, which was spectacular as well. So to go from those two games, like that's what you asked for. And then obviously the Pacers Bucks game, which I'll speak on. But the one thing that I will note, tough loss for the Magic because Jared Allen didn't play in his game. It just feels like it was set up for you. You had just won those two games at home. You had all of the momentum. They lose a starter, somebody in their front court, and it seems like things are starting to really turn its way into your hands to really take this series by control, and then you go back home and can close it out on your home floor instead of now back against the wall, down 3-2. You have to win the next two, and you have to finally get one on their home floor. Somebody is going to have, well, never mind. The Cavs don't have to win on the road. The Cavs can lose in Orlando and just win Game 7 at home and just do one of those where we just win every game at home. The Magic, you're going to have to win one on the road, man, and I think last night was the night. Paolo Banchero. We talk about not having Bron, not having Steph, not having Kevin Durant. We saw what Anthony Edwards did and all the conversation around that and him emerging and being one of those stars. And, Paolo Banchero is right there. Paolo Banchero is right there. This is his second season, ladies and gentlemen. We have to remember that. Paolo is in his sophomore season, and he's the best player in this series. He was the best player on the floor. Again, 39 points. And if you watch this game and see the shots that he was taking, the shots that he was making, the standpoint that they were at in the game, like a young number one option delivering in the playoffs on a team that shot 9 of 31 from three. So again, when the Magic are shooting this bad, it just makes it that much harder for him because it's like Jalen Suggs 0 of 5 from three. We're gapped up on that if we're Cleveland. Gary Harris 0 of 2 from three. Gapped up on that. Wendell Carter 0 of 2. Gapped up on that. Franz Wagner 1 of 6. Gapped up on it. Like the entire Magic shooting thing, it just allows the Cavs to gap up. And I'll tell you this, the Cavs are going to gap up even if they're hitting these shots. But when you're not hitting these shots, they're even more in the gap and even taking up more space for Paolo Banchero to really cook because he has 39. Your next leading scorer is Franz, who has 14 points. And he went 1 of 6 from three. That differential in point leaders, like Cleveland knows who's getting the ball, what he's trying to do with the basketball. It did not matter. Paolo delivered time and time again. Franz, the last shot, it's hard to really argue that shot because he got to the rim. Evan Mobley made a really nice block. But I'm not going to lie. I was watching that game, and I thought a toss back was going to Paolo because they did the pick and roll, and he went around, and I thought he was going to toss it back to Paolo. He didn't, and he got rejected at the rim. Again, hard. Anybody saying that's bad, that's stupid, what was he doing? They're only saying that because it's hindsight. If he turned that corner and dunked that basketball, was able to make that shot, make that layup, nobody is saying, what was he doing? But I will admit, in real time, I was expecting the toss back to Paolo Banchero for him to try to win that game or send it into overtime. But I guess you live with that one. You lose this one by one, tough loss. You got to give credit to the Cleveland Cavaliers, man. For me, it was about the others. I think they got a really big performance from Max Strus. I think the Evan Mobley block was extremely big time, and for him to come out and really rebound the ball the way he did without Jared Allen was real good. And I think this was the best game for Darius Garland. He gave him 23 and 5, 3 of 5 from 3. If he can go out there and play that way on the road, that'll be nice for them. That's like a revelation, a rejuvenation from Darius Garland because he's been having a tough series. And then the unsung hero, Marcus Morris, man. Marcus Morris, a former Knick, so I know very, very well. Marcus Morris, he is a guy who's always ready. He's always ready. His number was called. He delivered. He gave them 2 big threes. That one on the left corner. Oh, man. That was such a big shot. That's a ballsy shot to even take, let alone making. So I think game ball got to go to Marcus Morris. 26 minutes. Talk about being ready when your number called, man. That's a real pro's pro. Always ready to fight. Always ready to compete. Marcus Morris big time minutes in that series. And then last but not least, not too many words in this game besides just like disappointing. Like I just like as the Pacers, how do you lose this game? Like, and granted, same position as my Knicks. It's tough that you lose this game. Cool, whatever. But at the end of the day, the Bucks still have to win 3 games in a row. That's just the reality when you have that 3-1 lead. They have to win 3 before you win 1. So if you can just win 1, you should be all right. You take those odds any day of the week. You rather have to win 1 out of the next 3 than all 3. And that's the situation that the Knicks and the Pacers are in. But at least the Knicks had Embiid and Maxey. I mean, they lost Giannis and Dame. They lost Giannis and Dame. And you give 29 and 10 to Bobby Portis, 14 and 24 shooting. You give 29 and 12 and 5 to Chris Middleton. Patrick Beverley comes out and gets a double-double, 13 points, 12 assists, 2 steals, a plus-minus of 36. The highest on the floor. Plus-minus of 36. Pat Connaughton comes in and gives you some really good minutes, 30 minutes off that bench. Gallinari played 20 minutes. Like, Malik Beasley with another great game, 18 points. He had 20 in the last game when Bobby Portis got ejected. But yeah, it's like Gallinari played 20 minutes, man. Like Gallinari be hobbling up the court. He barely running up and down the court, and they folded. Not only did you lose, you got dominated. I mean, they came out. They had a really strong first quarter where they won it by 8. And I won't lie, when I was seeing 21 and 23 in the top right corner when I was watching the Knicks game, or the Magic game. I forget what game was on at this time, but I'm only seeing a score of the Bucks game. And I'm like, oh, that's probably gonna be it, huh? They up 8. They're gonna probably build on that. And nah, Milwaukee came out and had a 30-17 second quarter, 34-19 third quarter, and that's the game for you. That's the game for you. They scored 64 points in the span of 2 quarters, while y'all only scored damn near 40. Outscored y'all by 20 points with Bobby Portis, Chris Middleton, and Patrick Beverley being their big 3. Disgusting loss for the Pacers. If Damian Lillard and Giannis Antetokounmpo get healthy and are able to play in this game and make this a whole new series, and they somehow lose this is going to be the game they come back to. And for the Bucks, this is what makes, I think, championship teams. Even if you lose this and Dame and Giannis aren't able to come back, and y'all obviously not able to go to Indianapolis and do the same type of thing on the road, you build off of this. This is very encouraging. Like, to see Chris Middleton playing this way, to see Bobby Portis playing this way, to see what the energy that Patrick Beverley gives you, his fight, Malik Beasley making shots. Now it's just all about getting that same type of effort and getting that same type of fight when they have the 2 best players. Because that's what they lacked all year. Just being on a one accord, being engaged, everybody, really being locked in. And you got to get credit to Doc Rivers. A lot of people want to talk about Doc Rivers whenever he's failing or whatever, something's happening. I've said it. I'm not here to say he's the greatest coach ever, but I just do think he's extremely unfortunate. When you think about, even with the Magic, when they signed T-Mac and Grant Hill, they never was able to get the healthy Grant Hill. Like, his whole Magic tenure, he just been hurt. You think about the success with the Celtics, obviously, as old as that is, it's a championship. You go to the Clippers, the Lob City Clippers, and it's just like the idea of Blake and Chris Paul always constantly being hurt, one or the other, every single playoff run. And then the only real debacle I think Doc Rivers had was the bubble when they lost that 3-1 lead to the Nuggets. That's the only one where I really am like, yeah, that's crazy. Y'all were tripping. Other than that, the Philadelphia Ben Simmons debacle, it's hard to really put that on Doc. I know him and Joel threw Ben under the bus. That was real crazy and wild. But for Ben to pass up that dunk, it just felt like everything in Philadelphia just kind of crumbled into pieces after that happened. And yeah, so it's good to see Doc bounce back and the Bucks bounce back, have a really good win. I hope Dame and Giannis can go. They play, I think the next time we play is Thursday? And hopefully, yeah, they play Thursday. And then the Cavs and Magic are moved to Friday. So we gonna see, man. We gonna see. This is gonna be crazy. Or wait. Okay. Yeah, they're saying the Magic and Cavs game is going to be on Friday, but they don't have a time. It's to be determined, which is kind of crazy. I always thought that every game, every game and every series had a time and a day. Because I felt like I always thought they planned out the series, and it's like up to game 7, we have a time and a day. No matter what, if all fails, they get swept, and we don't have to use those last 3 games. But we always have a time. So seeing them say TBD, I had no idea that's kind of surprising to me. I thought this was all planned out prior, and they had it all figured out. But yeah, tonight is another one of those nights, man, where some big games are here. 2-2 for the Clippers and the Mavericks, and it's another night, another chance for the Celtics to just close the door on the Miami Heat. They've been dominating them outside of the game 2 loss. I'm just ready for Thursday. My Knicks back at it. We gonna close that out. As always, I appreciate y'all. Everybody who's a fan, learn from me, man. No early tweets. Learn from me. Unless you're ready to take that heat and interact with it and accept it and have fun with it, don't tweet until it's over. I'ma still talk my shit though. Knicks, we up. Knicks in 6. Niggas call me slipping once. Okay, so what?